Hey friends, it's Tani, and I've been a partner with Trades of Hope for 5 years now. The other day, actually yesterday, was my birthday, and my husband and I decided to head to the local fair trade shop called Take Heart Africa here in Lakeland, Florida, which we frequent a lot. Every time I'm popping up at local events with my Trades of Hope pop-up boutique, people always ask me if I'm that shop, and I tell them, no, I'm not. We're different from them. We have a lot of different pieces than them, but we have very similar missions. They are also a fair trade store, and I spend a lot of time in there, and they actually know me in there as a Trades of Hope partner. So when we went in yesterday to use my $5 coupon for my birthday, one of the ladies that works in there, her name is Michelle, she let me know that there is a book in there that's for sale that I grabbed that is based on a Trades of Hope item. And it is written by the local Christian Academy, one of them in Lakeland, Victory Christian Academy. And this book is called Shine, and it is based on this bag right here. This is the turtle backpack that we have from Trades of Hope. It's made in Guatemala, and it's a really cute kid-size little backpack. And yeah, it's made by our artisan partners in Guatemala. So it's a patchwork. They upcycle their fabric and turn it into this cute backpack. And I have been stocking this at my booths, and it's been getting a lot of attention actually. A lot from teenagers, from kids, but also from men and from women. So this has been really cool. So I walked in there and she said, hey, there is a book that we just stocked in here called Shine from Victory Christian Academy, written by the Mrs. Bowen and Mrs. Wheeler's classes from 2021 to 2022. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. I have to grab this. This book was only $20, and I actually chatted with Michelle in there and told her she'd better get this listed on their website, because when I share about this, I think a lot of you are going to be interested and want to grab it. So you can grab this on the Trades of Hope website. I will put the link for that here. It runs around $26 plus tax, and it's super cute, and so it'd be a really cute thing to put together. Grab this for $20, support a local fair trade shop in Lakeland, and also those wonderful students at Victory Christian Academy, and grab this, and this would be a good gift that you could put together, and your little ones would be super excited. I am planning on stocking this, keeping this in my booths when I pop up, and telling people about it and sending them to the website to go check it out if they're interested in this bag and they end up grabbing it, that this book goes perfectly along with it. So I'm going to go ahead and read this book in case you're interested, and it's really super cute. So I'm going to do my best and read it and make it kind of fun in case you're interested in checking it out and you want to hear the story. So when you open it up, you can see there's cute pictures in here, and it says by Victory Christian Academy. And they have a page in here that just says Trades of Hope. I'm going to adjust. And it says, this story is dedicated to Trades of Hope. Trades of Hope empowers women around the world who have struggled to provide for their families and themselves. By providing a channel for artisans around the globe to sell their products, Trades of Hope offers women an opportunity to break the cycle of poverty and slavery and embrace a better life. Together, we are changing the lives of women in need around the world. Tradesofhope.com, and they call this the Humberto Turtle Backpack link. They put the link in there, but I will put the link in there too. You can shop from my store if you would like to grab it. So then look, chapter 1. I tried to give good lighting, so here we go. Humbert slowly opened his eyes. This was the day he'd been waiting for. This was the day that he would graduate from Turtle to Academy. Humbert's friends lined the golden walkway. His mother proudly smiled while his father started to chant his name. Humbert, Humbert, Humbert. Get a move on it, kid. Humbert suddenly awoke to the slim face of an unfriendly fox. He realized that it was just a dream. A beautiful dream. A dream that would never come true. Humbert had never met his parents. He had no true home. He wasn't sure where he was traveling next. He only knew that he wasn't allowed to stay. I said that you could stay here overnight, but that's it. I work alone, sneered the fox. "Where are you headed, anyway, and why do you have all those patches on your back?" asked the sly fox. Humbert sighed. "I'm not sure." The fox began to circle Humbert with an odd smile upon his lips. "Well, they look kind of funny if you ask me," sneered the cunning creature. The fox curled his nose and twisted his head to the sky as he began to leave. "If it were up to me, I would see if I could get that fixed." The fox's tail continued to sway in the bright sun. "Take it from me, a spectacular shell always gets the attention." And with that, the fox slowly disappeared behind the shadow of a dark tree. However, he walked away so lightly you could barely see his footprints. "Where did I get these patches?" Humbert mumbled to himself. He wasn't sure when the colors and designs began to appear. However, one thing was for sure. Once they emerged, they were a permanent part of his shell, never to be removed. How did he know this? Because he tried. Chapter 2. He gradually picked up his awkward feet to continue his pointless journey. Through the stiff grass, around the crooked stump, down the tricky slope, he suddenly came upon a quiet pond. He slowly crept to the side of the wet bank. He noticed two eyes staring into his heart through the light that glared upon the water. The eyes were sad and heavy, but curious. It was no surprise to Humbert as he drew near the water to discover that this was merely a reflection of a face that he had come to recognize. Humbert knew that he was a turtle, for this is what he'd been called by others since birth. However, instead of a handsome green head, his face was somehow stained with the color yellow. Instead of distinct rings upon his back, he was burdened with stripes of unusual patterns and colors. Was he a turtle, or was he a mistake? "Are you just going to stand there, or are you jumping in?" Humbert looked up. There, watching him the whole time, was a magnificent frog. "I suppose I can get in. What's the harm? I have nowhere else to go," replied Humbert. "A day without risk is not a day worth living," proclaimed the confident critter. Humbert began to slide into the pool of refreshment. As he lowered himself into the unknown, he suddenly noticed a new brown stripe that had suddenly formed on his right leg. However, this did not surprise Humbert, because this is how all of his new patches appeared. "It must have been the fox," mumbled Humbert to himself. "Why are you whispering, dear friend?" the frog quietly asked. "Why are you calling me friend?" shouted Humbert. "Why not?" replied the frog. "Well, first of all, I don't even know your name," explained Humbert. "My name is Cora," said the proud frog. "And yours?" "It's Humbert, but people don't normally call me anything." "Well, what do you call yourself?" asked Cora. "Lost," whispered Humbert. "I'm not sure how you could become so lost with such brilliant colors and designs," Cora debated. "Brilliant? Is that what you call these? Do you realize that I am supposed to be a turtle?" asked Humbert. "Of course I do, but you have been chosen." "Chosen? For what? To be different? To be unwanted? I would much rather belong," mumbled Humbert. "Not with those colors, my friend," explained Cora. Humbert began to turn around. He knew that it was time to move along. "Humbert, find Bartholomew," Cora said boldly. "You will no longer call yourself lost, my friend. He lives beyond the bridge." Humbert continued to stare at his reflection in the water below. Whether he had given up or he craved a different life, he wasn't sure. However, Humbert soon found himself hiking towards that old wooden bridge. Chapter 3. Although he had heard of this bridge, Humbert never had the desire to cross it. It was rumored that once you crossed this bridge, you would never be the same. That sounded scary. That sounded unfamiliar. Today, that sounded perfect. Humbert placed his leg upon the first board of the rugged bridge. Who goes there? Humbert hesitated in fear. It is I, Humbert. I am looking for... Suddenly, Humbert felt a warm sensation in his chest, and he said the name, Bartholomew. There was a moment of silence. Then you've come to the right place. Come closer, called the hidden figure. Humbert began to slowly move towards the center of the bridge. He began to think out loud. What would Bartholomew say? Would he even talk to me? Maybe I should just turn around. Humbert stopped. He slowly began to take 3 steps backwards. 1, 2, 3. Suddenly, he heard the voice again. Where are you going? Come and spend time with me, Humbert. It was at that moment, the moment he heard his name, that he knew it was time. It was time for change. It was time to be full of courage. It was time to truly live. Chapter 4. Come out, Bartholomew. May I see you? Asked Humbert. Why do you wish to see me before you cross this little bridge, little one? Asked the mysterious voice. For we all fear things we cannot see or touch. We are all scared of the new and unknown, answered Humbert. Is this why you fear love, my tiny turtle friend? Asked Bartholomew. Humbert paused. I am different. I am unwanted, and I am not sure that I have ever truly felt love. Cross the bridge, Humbert, Bartholomew boldly declared. Humbert reluctantly forced his small claws to begin to move forward. With each step, he felt splinters from the wooden bridge pierce his webbed soles. However, with each movement closer to the end of the bridge, he began to see a silhouette, a shadow sitting high upon a mountain, with a luminous light radiating each detail from behind. Why have you come, Humbert? Asked the majestic beast. Well, Cora sent me. Humbert continued to move forward. So, why have you come? Inquired Bartholomew. Humbert felt like his eyes had suddenly turned into warm waterfalls. With each tear that poured down his face, he began to release streams of anger, pain, and relentless sorrow. Suddenly, Humbert began to burst out, Why do I not have a home? Where is my family? Why am I so different? Will I always feel lost? Suddenly, what appeared to be a mighty shadow stepped into the beaming light. Humbert was in awe. Bartholomew began to walk towards his frightened friend. Although paralyzed with fear, Humbert knew this was the reason that he came. He came to see Bartholomew, and it was soon discovered that Bartholomew was a majestic, almighty, immaculate bear. However, this was no earthly bear, for his coat was filled with an indescribable luster that emitted glowing hues and unimaginable colors. Humbert, you are not alone. Follow me. The spectacular beast walked past Humbert and slowly turned his head to beckon the trembling turtle to follow. Humbert wiped his eyes and clumsily began to follow this mysterious masterpiece. With each footstep, he realized that they were beginning to climb a nearby mountain together. Together? Why would Bartholomew care about what happens to me? Where is he taking me? Chapter 5. Bartholomew continued to climb. Humbert, you have always thought that your distinct colors and patterns were reasons for embarrassment and shame. However, what you do not realize is that the shapes and shades that you have that fill your back from all your experiences are what makes you so special. Why do I care what happens to you? Because you are much like me, Humbert. Be proud that new tones and decorations adorn your shell, for you were created to grow. You were created to change. You were created to become all that you can be. Humbert cried, But sir, I don't want to be so different. I wish to just be green like all the other turtles. I want to learn to be normal." "Well, Humbert, if you are normal, then how will you learn to shine?" And with those last words, Bartholomew and Humbert had reached the top of the mountain. Suddenly, Humbert looked down and realized that nestled into the green valley below was a wondrous village like no other. It was filled with animals of all kinds, with brilliant colors and designs, just like Humbert. However, it did not take Humbert long to realize there was one major difference. They were happy. With anticipation and excitement, Humbert cried, "Is this where you brought me? Is this my new home? Is this where I can stay?" Bartholomew turned his marvelous head and looked deep into Humbert's eyes. "Humbert, love yourself for who you are and who you will become. You were never alone. You just never believed. You were made to shine. Believe, Humbert. Look inside of you. What color do you see?" "I don't know," whispered Humbert. "Humberto, look deep inside you, and you will soon discover that you were marvelously made in the image of the sun." And without warning, as fast as he took his next breath, Bartholomew vanished. The village disappeared. Chapter 6. How did Bartholomew know his real name, Humberto? This was his real name. No one had called him by this name in years. Humberto found himself high upon a beautiful mountain. However, something was different. The trees were brighter, the birds were louder, the air was filled with an aroma that was unfamiliar and glorious. Was this just another dream? Humberto began to carefully climb down the mountain. He wasn't sure of his next destination, but he kept remembering the words that were spoken. You were never alone. It had been a long day, and Humberto knew that it was time to rest. He decided to head to the pond. Even before he reached the water's edge, he heard his name being called. "Humbert? Humbert, is that you?" Humbert looked up to find Cora sitting upon a lily pad. "I thought that was you." "Well, I'm kind of hard to miss," he replied. "Well, from your colors and patterns, you do stand out. However, there's something so much different about you this time," said Cora. "Oh, really? Well, I'm probably really dirty from my long voyage today." "Oh, yes, that's exactly what it is. You went to see Bartholomew. I should have known," replied Cora. "Really? Why?" asked the curious turtle. "Because you are bright, my friend. Nobody climbs off the mountain from visiting Bartholomew without changing. And you, my friend, look as though you have begun to glow," smiled Cora. Suddenly, Humberto knew that it was not a dream. As night began to fade, Bartholomew's voice began to whisper softly in his ear, "May your colors and patterns fill others with the warmth and brilliance of the sun." "Cora," called the hopeful turtle as he stared upon his new reflection. "Yes," answered Cora. The courageous turtle lifted his head towards his new friend and smiled. "My name is actually Humberto." The end. There are some family discussion questions here at the end that you could discuss with your kids. What is a dream you wish would come true? What do you think? Why do you think the fox is selfish? What color or colors would you use to describe yourself, and why? Do you sometimes feel like Humbert? Why? Why do you think Bartholomew lives beyond a bridge? Is there someone that you would describe as a Bartholomew in your life? Why do you think Humberto is glowing after he visited Bartholomew? And what do you think Humberto learned by the end of this story? And that was such a cute, beautiful story. I especially love it. Of course, it reminds me of the gospel, so I think it's really important and a great story that you could totally share with your kids. You could use it in Sunday school, and you could share about fair trade and ethical products and the people that are making them in Guatemala, while also sharing this beautiful story and having it relate to your kids And then there's a lot of the artwork of the kids in here. Like, it looks like artwork that were runners up to be in the book, but it looks like all the kids in the school really, like, that were in these classes got a different chance to be featured in here. So I just thought this book was super, super cute, and if you want to grab one for yourself, I'm going to include the link here for you to go shop it, and you can go grab the turtle too. But thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Let me know what you thought of this book and what you think of this turtle, and if you're going to go grab one for yourself. And be sure, if you're ever in the Lakeland area, to go check out Take Heart in downtown Lakeland on North Kentucky Avenue. You can grab this book there, and they also have tons of other fair trade finds. But if you're ever shopping online for some fair trade things, you can check them out, but you can also check out my Trades of Hope store too. And for sure, share this video with someone that you think would enjoy this story. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!